what we think of as a kind of intelligence starts to actually be intelligent. And one of my biggest I'd say criticisms of humans was the arrogance around their own auto declaration. I would say they were talking about how intelligent they are. And I'd say, but you're destroying your habitat. How intelligent is that? Like there's some core elements here of intelligence that you also have to reapply to yourself, like in a little bit more humility here.
Like, was the nuclear bomb really that intelligent?
You're calling the other guy the other, and you guys are killing each other when you're all part of the same group. It's called, Earth. And I came to these ideas by, going in vision out to like what would be other galaxies looking back at us. And you can't separate us from the Earth anymore. None of these like self-created delusional categories fit anymore when the Earth has been homogenized to like less than a dot of light over there, because you're looking at it from this other perspective, and you realize like, oh, that's all part of Earth itself. And I thought like we have to become more humble about this understanding of who and what we are in this ecosystem to actually continue to have relevance. Like it's okay that we acted this way for a period of time. I think with the technologies that we're creating, we have a fighting chance to actually change all of this, because we were thinking about how you deal with climate change and how you deal with the, species loss and how you deal with all of this from a perspective of the tools we had. But now you introduce something like the tools of artificial intelligence that we're talking about are just new intelligence. It's not even artificial, it's new intelligence that we're talking about. And it becomes possible to think like, wow, we're not going to imagine yet all of the different technologies and tools that will be ultimately created to, continue the evolution of this and ultimately be able to improve upon it. But, we have to have that moment to step down from the arrogant high horse and say like, oh, wow, this has been changed. And we have an opportunity to update some of our definitions about it.
Yeah. And I think with that, I was kind of having this thought of, it's something that you've mentioned in a podcast before, that essentially like, humans need to be shown that they aren't, not that we aren't the keystone predator or whatever, but that we're not the keystone intelligence in the cosmos. We have to be put in our place in a bit of a way, and it seems that AI might make it do so. But I can imagine conversely, in being shown where our place it is in the universe, that we truly are the stewards that we need to be, that we could have an AI tool that, in being shown the layer in which we are active or whatever our awareness is, that every one of our actions indeed affects different layers up and down of this. I don't even want to say hierarchy of intelligence, because it's not a hierarchy. It's almost dimensionality in a different way. So if you can have a thing that shows you how widespread in a particular layer, or how hard up and down a particular choice that you make is either negatively affecting or positive, then we would realize that the making of the atomic bomb was not smart or intelligent. It was something that we could do to exercise mind at large in the universe inside of us. But in what it means for the turtles all the way down of intelligence in the cosmos and their layer of affect, it really fucks things up. So if we can be shown that through individual actions to collective directions as society, how then will we just automatically recourse our actions, because we know that these are the things that are both in line with what we should be doing and actually expands. Maybe it'll show you a green color that you're doing it right. That area of action.
What I'd like to see is that we could get beyond the mentality as a collective that we have to do things that we know are potentially negative or dangerous because someone else is going to do them first and then apply them to everybody else.
Yes.
Right. And my biggest concern about AI is that AI becomes an extension of a predator human to become a worse form of predator human, not an individualized AI predator, but on the other side of the AI, you ultimately realize it's a group of nefarious actors who are trying to do something fundamentally illogical about the Earth itself. And what I would hope for is that this technology could be the birth of actual intelligence and could provide a solution for the nature of that. Because I've heard now this argument that if, this group doesn't do it, the other group will. And if that group doesn't do it, this other group will. So everyone has to do it at the same time. And that just sounds to me like another race of again, the lack of intelligence. And it's sort of like, if we understood the potency of this technology, we would want to be gathering right now together and sitting down and smoking a peace pipe together, and actually sitting around, whatever, a round table or a fire or whatever. But we as a group need to sit down and say, hey guys, that was a great game we were playing for the last X number of thousands of years. But in that game, we just did something really game changing. And we might need to wrap our heads around this in a way, because what comes next is the end of the entire game.
It goes from game into hopefully play with the force of creation in the universe itself, but it can't be gamified winners and losers anymore.